Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got something interesting for you, and it's really aimed more at the board game designers in the audience than anything else. What it is I'm going to take you through the Game Crafter, which is a website that lets you, it's a print-on-demand website that lets you create your own custom board and card games. And a lot of people are sort of uncertain about how to actually go about getting started with the site and how the whole process works. So I want to take you through just a very basic example. We're going to create an example game, and I'm going to show you where to find the resources that you're going to need to create your artwork and how to upload it and that kind of thing. So once you've created an account, the first thing you need to do is you need to kind of decide what components you want for your game. So to do that, you come over here to Make Games and go down to Products. Now when we click on products, what we're going to be looking at are the printed parts, not the sort of tokens and things, but the actual printed components. So we're talking about boards, boxes, rule books, decks of cards, that kind of thing, of which there will obviously be some in your game. You may need some sort of unprinted components as well, things like dice and that sort of thing, but I'll show you where to find those as well. So once you come here to printed components, you can see there's a huge variety of printed components. So I'm going to go down to the most common one. I mean, if we just go through them here, we've got boards, booklets, boxes, which are great, and you can see that you've got a huge variety to choose from the large pro box to the medium game box, all the way down to a small pro box or a poker tuck box for 54 cards, which is basically like a normal deck of cards, like bicycle playing cards or whatever. So you got chits. Chits are the little sort of chipboard components that you'd think of in a war game, like a chit pushing game. Yeah, let's go down to decks of cards. Now the standard size for a deck of cards is normally your poker deck, which is 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches, but there are lots of other options. And what's great about the GameCraft is you'll have an idea for your game in your mind, and you'll have a prototype, but then you're limited to the options that they give you. So they're not going to give you a custom card that's cut in the shape of a star, but that's good, because to be creative you need to come up with ways to make your design work with these components. But there are lots and lots of components to choose from. So if we just click on Poker Deck, once you click on each one, you'll see you'll be taken to an individual page for it, and here they have some images of the components from games that have them in it. So here you can see a little description down here, and here is the important information. Now you got to look at your stats, and you got to look at how many items you get per sheet, which is over here. So you see we get 18 cards per sheet, and the cost of a sheet is $1.56. So you want to almost try and make your card count a denomination of 18, or a multiple of 18, I should say, because if you have 19 cards, you're going to end up paying for 2 sheets. So try and fill up your sheets, basically. And here you can see the bulk price per sheet. So if you order 250 games or more, you will get a discount for that. It gives you the finished dimensions and that kind of thing. And what you're going to want to do is come up here to templates. Now, depending on the kind of software you want to use to create your artwork, you can download the template. So I'm going to click on PNG just to get a standard PNG file. And you can see there, pokercard.png is busy downloading. So if I open it, there we go. So here's our poker card. Now, what you would do is you would normally drag this into Photoshop or whatever image editing package you like to use, and you would then create your artwork that way. So once you've downloaded all your templates and created all your artwork, and there's templates for everything, boxes, cards, chits, boards, everything, you're going to come over here to Make Games and click on My Games. Now the My Games section is where you have all the games that you've created on the site. Now I've got a few games here that I've already made, and we're not going to go into those. What we're going to do is we're going to make a new game. So to do that, you click on Create a Custom Game. So once that comes up, you'll have your Untitled game, and what you can do here is click on Edit Details, and in Edit Details is where you'll put in all the information about the game. So name of the game, for example, I'll put in Tutorial Game for YouTube. There we go. That's for you guys, because I love you. Not like that, but yeah. Okay, so we've created our game. Now we're going to go back to My Games, and you'll see here the name has been updated. And in that edit game, you can get back there by clicking here. You can, under edit details, you can do all sorts of things, from filling in publishers, designers, adding images, all of that kind of stuff for the storefront and for the sort of marketing that the game crafter can do for you. But here is where you add your components. So let's go down to decks. So we're going to add our deck of cards. So we click on edit. Now here are all the different cards. Now if you want to add a poker deck, which is what we have, we go over here and click edit. And this is kind of the menu for all the poker decks you have in your game. So you'll give it a name. We'll just call this tutorial deck. And then we'll click add. So once you've added your tutorial deck, here's a few things. You have the name of the deck, which just helps you to sort of keep track of everything. The quantity, so how many of that deck are we going to have in our game? It's not how many cards are in the deck, it's how many of that actual deck. So if you have a deck of 5 action cards and you have 4 players and they all get the same, you'll put 4, so that you'll know there'll be 4 copies of that deck in a box. Down here, you can say deck includes all the cards, which is normally what you want to do, or random cards if you want to do a collectible card game booster pack, for example. But normally, 9 times out of 10, we just say all cards. So what we need to do now is we need to upload some artwork. The first thing you want to do is upload artwork for the back of your deck. So we click on the little thumbnail there, and here is the file manager. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that file. I'm going to go down here to find that template. Now, the best file format to upload to the Game Crafter is a PNG. So I'm uploading just that PNG that we downloaded earlier. Now you'll see it'll pop up here in your files, and you can create folders and all that kind of stuff. Like I've got my games separated out here into separate folders, and there's folders within those as well. Now if we click on Poker Card, we'll see a preview of our card, and then we just click choose this file. So there we go, that's the back of our card. So we've got the back of our deck sorted. What you also need to do, and you can add cards the exact same way. So if I want to add cards, I click Edit Cards, add a card, choose my face. I'm going to use the same graphic for the face. Why not? This is just an example after all. Choose this file. Great. So now I've added a card. I'm just going to call this card 1. And you can choose how many of that particular card you want in your deck. So if you want 10 of these, done. Okay, so now if we were to order this game, we would get 10 cards with the exact same front and back. So now the last thing that you need to do before you can actually order your game is to proof your artwork. Now proofing your artwork is just a final step to make sure that what you've uploaded fits into the proofing guidelines and that kind of thing, so that you know that nothing's going to be cut off or is outside of the safe zone and all the bleeds are correct and that kind of thing. So I'm going to click on proof, and you need to do this for everything. So once you click proof, you see your template will come up, and anything that's in the red zone is going to be chopped off. Anything that's in the blue zone, within the blue zone, is your safe zone. So anything inside this blue border here is safe. So if there's any drift in the cards, which does happen, it is a print-on-demand site after all, you don't want to put any crucial information outside of that blue zone. So I'm going to click approve because I'm happy with that. Cool, and now you see that little orange proof has changed to a blue proof with a tick on it. The last thing I need to do is just go back and proof the back of my cards. So here we are, I'm going to do just the same thing. And I'm going to approve this as well. So now if we go back here to our decks, you'll see here that our poker deck, we have 4 poker decks, because remember we made 4 duplicates of the same deck, and it has been proofed. If you see a no here, it means that there's something inside this option that hasn't been proofed, and you're not going to be able to order your game. So if we go back here, tutorial game, now you can see the cost of each is $5.57. That's the cost to you. The bulk cost each, that's if you order a certain number, I think it's 250, will be $3.92 per unit. And here is the MSRP. Now the MSRP, if you don't know, it stands for Manufacturer's Suggested Retail Price. You can set a retail price, but the Game Crafter suggests a retail price for you. So you'll be selling it at that price, and here is your profit. That's how much money you will be making. Now, Game Crafter work on a standard 70-30 split, so 70% of the profit goes to you, 30% of the profit goes to the Game Crafter. And if you wanted to order the game, you would just click Add to Cart here and pay for it. Now, if you wanted to publish the game, you see if I click on Publish here, it's not going to work because, I need to fill in details. But what's also important is you need to order a copy of the game yourself before you're allowed to publish it. That way they make sure that you get a copy of the game, and you at least get to have a look at the physical copy to make sure that everything works. The last thing I'm going to show you is how to add some unprinted parts. So things like tokens and that kind of thing. So we go to unprinted parts, we click edit, and here you can see there's a bunch of things that you can add. So let's think of a standard one. Let's add some dice. So if I type in dice up here at the top, you'll see all the dice come up. So let's say we want 5 white D6s. So I'm going to click on the D6. Cool, it's been added. So you can see here's my parts, D6 16mm white, and I'm going to add 5 of those. Now you'll see it'll say saved quantity, so that's been updated. Now if I go back to my game, you'll see that I have 5 unprinted parts as part of my game now, and it's pushed the price up slightly. Not a lot though. And that's all you really need to know to get started on the Game Crafter. If you have any questions, please pop a comment in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, do all of that good stuff. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. Take care of each other, and have fun playing lots of good games. Bye-bye.